a great turnout today supporting the AR Innovation Challenge. And it's great to see those numbers continue to keep going up, which is terrific. Only those presenting today will actually have their camera and microphones on. So no need to go out and rush out and get dressed. So continue on as you were. We'll just move on to today's agenda. We will be recording the session today and providing this presentation pack for download afterwards. It will be made available on the AR Innovation Challenge pages on the Open Data Hub. As you can see today, we will be having a Q&A session. Please contribute your questions by using the Q&A button below and upvote any ones you think are worthy of discussion. We may not get time to answer every single question, but if we miss any particularly good ones, we will post the answers to those alongside the ones we have answered on the Innovation Challenge website. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome Yvonne Lee, Senior Manager of the Open Data and Innovation Team at Transport for New South Wales. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Open Data and Innovation Program and the work we do, Yvonne is here to fill in the blanks for you. Over to you, Yvonne.
Great. So yes, if you don't know who we are, we're the Open Data Program. We've been in existence since 2016 and got launched at the Future Transport Summit in 2016, and we celebrated our 5th birthday. We celebrated yesterday, but we have passed that milestone on Sunday, so that was a really huge milestone for us and had a really good event, and wish you could have been there as well. We've gone to 9.4 billion API hits, so we've got not only the Open Data Hub, but also an API gateway, which provides lots of data through that, especially our real-time data, which is our most popular. We've also do a lot of programs to enable data. So to make the data more useful, we run innovation challenges such as this. And usually at the end of it, we end up with endorsed products, such as the ones that you see on the screen. And just to make it very clear, which I think will make it clearer through this process, we're not looking at the end of this innovation challenge, we aren't looking for a product per se, so there won't be an app at the end of this innovation challenge, but just wanted to show you some of the progress that we've made as a team and in terms of producing products at the end of it. This is just some of the innovation challenges we've run. As Dylan will run through a bit later, it is going to be slightly different to our normal innovation challenges, which normally we run one, we then do an incubation process, and at the other end, we have usually an endorsed product at the other end. So I will hand it back to Dylan or Richard.
Thank you, Yvonne. Our next presenter will be Dylan King, Innovation Lead in the Open Data and Innovation Team. Dylan will be leading the AR Challenge and will provide more details about the AR Challenge. Over to you, Dylan.
Thanks, Richard. Hey, everybody. Thanks for logging in today and coming along to the information session. It's great to see so many people paying attention to this really interesting area of emerging technology. So I'll start off with just letting you all know why we're running this innovation challenge. So Transport for New South Wales really wants to better understand the capabilities and limitations of AR technologies in terms of discovering novel solutions for existing customer problems and also inform future decision-making around digital product development, safety, and policy. So we're really looking to you out there in the community to give us kind of your best and brightest and most innovative ideas during this challenge. So what is augmented reality? So we're going to be quite specific about what augmented reality is for the purposes of this challenge. So we're specifically looking at a digital technology, an enhanced image or environment as viewed on a screen or other display produced by overlaying computer-generated images.
Hey, Dylan, can you just move the mic a bit closer to your mouth, please? Thanks.
Yep. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
You have to speak.
All right, good. Is that better?
Yes.
Great. Awesome. Okay. So I'll start the definition again. This is just one from dictionary.com, but we thought it fit the purposes quite well. An enhanced image or environment is viewed on a screen or other display produced by overlaying computer-generated images, sounds, or other data on a real-world environment. A system or technology used to produce such an enhanced environment. So an example here they give is with augmented reality, tourists can see a sign or other written words translated into English from another language just by looking at their smartphone camera with a smartphone app. So talking about AR platforms, obviously, smartphones and tablets are fantastic for building AR applications, but we want to really broaden this out and talk about anything to do with vision, sound, audio, anything that you can think of, and any platform. So you're seeing on the camera here a range of different smart devices, smart glasses, etc. So we're really keen to see what people are doing with a range of different technologies. And we want to be really specific about virtual and augmented reality. So we don't want to see pure virtual reality applications. Another way to think about augmented reality is to think about mixed reality. So like you saw with Richard's fantastic beret at the start of the presentation, we want to see something that combines the real world environment with a digital environment. So if you're doing anything, if you're coming up with an idea or developing something or thinking of submitting something that is just purely digital, that's not what we're looking for this challenge. We really want to combine that physical and digital world for these solutions. So this is the challenge statement we've got for you. Can you create a safe, user-friendly augmented reality solution that will improve the customer experience for transport users? So this can include applications for public transport, freights, roads, and maritime. So we're taking a really broad scope for this one. And we also wanted to give you a few thought starters to get some ideas flowing about, what type of applications and what type of customer solutions and areas for customers that we could be looking at. So can you use some existing open data to create an augmented reality solution for customers? Can you improve trip planning and public transport usability? Thinking about navigating major transit hubs such as train and metro stations, which can be a real challenge, especially in some of the larger stations in the CBD. Create useful public transport related open data for the development of augmented reality technology. So another thing that we do obviously is publish a bunch of open data, and we, rather than just create the end customer product, we like to help people with the inputs to create great customer products as well. So if you can think of a fantastic data set that might help developers build AR products, please feel free to use that in the submission. Can you improve safety on public transport? Can you improve freight efficiency? Can you improve the driver experience without compromising safety? Can you improve the boating experience using augmented reality? So a few there just to get you started, but we're happy to hear more ideas in the Q&A. And feel free also to reach out to us on our contact channels, the Open Data Forum, to ask any questions after this event as well. So the timeline for the challenge, obviously today we're at the information session, and directly after the information session, submissions will open. So you'll be able to go onto the Open Data website and look at the form, start filling it out and understand what's required to make a submission for the challenge. So at 11:59, so midnight on May 5th, the submissions will close. So that's going to be an online form, as I said, through the Open Data and Innovation website. We'll send you a link to that at the end of this. The pitch day will be on May 19, and shortly afterwards, the shortlisted people from pitch day will be invited for the demo day. So unlike our traditional challenges, as Yvonne mentioned earlier, we're not going to be looking for a public launch or a long-term public trial of a product or products in this innovation challenge. We're actually looking to just get really hands-on and demonstrate the technology. So there are a bunch of Transport for New South Wales internal stakeholders that are really interested in this technology, from wayfinding to digital to policy areas. And we really want to understand the state of the technology. We want to bend it and stretch it as far as possible, see where it breaks, and see what great solutions we can create for our customers to make their lives better. So the judging criteria for the challenge, once again, slightly different to our regular ones, but I'll go through them one by one. Number one is customer experience and usability. So is the solution appealing, effortless, intuitive, and easy to use? Market feasibility. How well do you understand the customer? What benefits will they derive from the solution? And how likely are they to use it? Innovation. Is the product unique and original? And does it demonstrate tangible technical innovations? And finally, technical feasibility. So can the team deliver the solution? Can they demonstrate an understanding of the technical inputs to solution development and ensure ongoing technical stability? So the seed funding for this particular one, the total seed funding pool is $90,000 at a maximum of $15,000 per entry. So we'll take up to 6 teams through. The payments will be structured in the following way. So $5K upon being selected for the demo day, that will help you kickstart your development of the solution, and $10K following a successful demo. So that's all the basic information for the challenge. Once again, you can view all that information and more, including frequently asked questions, and view the submission form on the Open Data Hub website. And now I'll hand it back to Richard, who will moderate the Q&A. So please, if you've got questions, drop them into Zoom.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much for that, Dylan. And yes, we are at the Q&A segment of today's session. Don't forget to add your questions via the Q&A button below, and also upvote any ones that you would like to hear a response to. I'd like to welcome back Yvonne as well, and Dylan, you can stay here as well. Also joining us on the panel today, we have Tam McCaffrey, Manager Road Safety Technology at Transport for New South Wales, and David Phillips, Data and Apps Program Lead in our Open Data and Innovation team. So thank you very much for joining us today on the panel. I'll just request that you all put your video on, please, and unmute yourselves. And the first question, actually, I can just quickly answer this one. Will the webinar recording be provided on email? Yes, we can definitely shoot that to you. It will also be available on the website after later on this week. Okay. Okay, the first question is from Anada Raya. That name does sound familiar. Can you confirm if you're looking for a product or just a demo?
Yeah, so we're looking for, obviously we'll be using a demonstration day and doing demos, but we're really looking for something that is as close as possible to market ready. Obviously there's, if you've got something really cutting edge and innovative, please make a submission, but you'll get scored higher points for market feasibility if you do have something that is market ready.
Very good. Thank you, Dylan. A question from Callum Power. What defines a successful demo submission?
So a successful submission is fill out all the forms on the website, the questions on the form on the website. That will be a successful submission. So we just want to get as much information from you. We won't go through those questions one by one here because it'll be a bit tedious, but if you do the submission, fill out all the questions prior to that date on May 5th at midnight on May 5, then you'll have successfully submitted for the demo.
Very good, thank you. Next question is from Paul Judge. What format are submissions expected to be in?
So the submission form is a handful of free text fields. Basically, we'll ask really specific questions, but we will provide you with an opportunity to, have a link to a Dropbox or another cloud sharing service. You can provide videos, you can provide a pitch deck, anything you want to provide that will demonstrate your product in submission beyond the specific questions. If you can fit that into the cloud, then you can share it with us as well as part of the submission.
Thank you, Dylan. I've got a question here from Jimmy T. Can the demo be based on mock data, or is it a requirement to be using actual data from Open Data?
It can use mock data. You don't need to use open data specifically. What we want to see though, is we want to see a true interaction with the physical world. So it will have to be something that works in situ in a place where customers will need to use it in real life. But you don't necessarily need to use transport open data. Obviously, that was a thought starter, and it's always great to see people using our data, but any physical data point, whether that's, the geolocation or, specific you know, infrastructure or something on the street, you know, please feel free to put suggestions forward for that.
Next question from Callum Powell. What defines a successful demo submission?
A successful demo. So there's a difference between the submission and the actual demo. So the submission is obviously the first step of the process, but the demo day itself will be you getting obviously along to those demo days and spending that hour or two with our team and successfully showing that you have a product that works and that what you pitch, you can deliver what you put forward in your submission and your pitch. So it's basically the tangibly being able to use the technology that was pitched on the day.
Thanks, Dylan. Thanks, Dylan. This question will probably be from one of the other members of our panel here. What will any Transport for New South Wales data be available to help develop ideas? Yvonne or Dave, did you want to jump in for this one?
You can feel free to use all the data that's available on the Open Data Hub, opendata.transport.nsw.gov.au, where we've got a vast array of data for public transport across roads and maritime, static and real-time data, everything you need to navigate and analyse the public transport network of New South Wales. But I don't think we'll have anything specifically released as part of this innovation challenge. I think that's good.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Dave. Next question is from Matthew Cabinet. Can the demo be a new component of an existing application? For example, AR added to an existing app? Dylan, did you want to take that one?
Yeah, I'll take that one. Yes, absolutely. So if you've got a user base and you've got an existing product, that's really interesting to us. That shows that that market feasibility piece and the technical piece is also covered. So that's actually really positive. And if you're adding some new functionality or a new feature to something that you've built, we'd love to see it. We just want to see anything that's really valuable for our customers that uses augmented reality. So please submit with that one.
Good. Thank you, Dylan. Next question from Anonymous. Obviously, a bunch of scallywags, those Anonymous crowd. How many submissions will be selected for demo? Is there a cap number?
Yeah, so as I mentioned with the seed funding piece, there's going to be a maximum of 6 teams that go through to that stage. There's no maximum from the shortlisting from submissions to the pitch day. So we usually, do up to say 10 pitches, but we really hold no limit to how many people are able to pitch.
Very good. Next question is from Peter James, which is a terrific one. Can submissions be from a consortium of technologists? Yeah,
absolutely. So in the past, when it was a little bit easier to meet in person, we would hold kind of networking sessions where people were free to kind of meet and greet and find other people that might have different components of their solution. And with this one, like all of our other challenges, we're absolutely interested in industry collaboration, and we're keen to see submissions from groups or individuals, whatever it might be to create a successful solution. We're open to seeing that for sure.
I'm just going to jump in just for one moment.
Go for it.
There's been a question there about flashing the challenge slide once more. So Dylan, would you mind just going to that challenge slide? So that's
the challenge statement?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Good.
Sorry, Richard, I think it was up the top, needs scrolling to get to that.
No, that's fine. Yes, no, I saw that one.
Yeah.
Yes. So the statement here, once again, guys, I'll just go through it for you. Can you create a safe, user-friendly augmented reality solution that will improve the customer experience for transport users?
Very, very good. Thank you. And there was also another question about selection criteria there too. So you might just want to just flick back to the selection criteria if that is okay.
So yeah, the judging criteria, was it a specific point as part of that, or was it?
I think it's just the what was the judging criteria? Yeah, so that's.
Yeah. So I'll just run through that quickly again. Obviously, once again, all of this is up on the website as well. So if you want to kind of dig into it deeper on the website, and also if you want to, email questions or ask questions on the Open Data Forum, you can do that at any time. So number 1, customer experience and usability. Number 2, market feasibility. Number 3, innovation. And number 4, technical feasibility.
Good. It's got some great questions coming in here as well. After the demo, where does the IP reside? Sorry, intellectual property. I was just kidding. So where does the IP reside?
Yvonne, do you want to take this one?
Yeah. So yeah, with regards to the IP is always yours. So the demo is really inform us what is possible from your solution moving forward. So the IP is always yours.
Excellent. Don't forget to upvote answers as well there. The next one is from Callum Power. If we provide a successful demo, would we also be involved in taking the project forward beyond that? Yvonne, did you want to jump in for that too?
Yep. So yes, after the successful demonstration, there may be some opportunities, but there's absolutely zero commitment from our team, from the Open Data team, in order to move that forward. So at this stage, it is only the funding that we've already shown. We only have a funding pool of 90,000, and that's all there is on the table at this stage. It's not to say that there might not be something in the future, but we are not making any promises at this stage.
And that also probably answers Jovan's question as to what happens to after demo day for successful demos. I think that's covered that.
If it hasn't, please feel free to put another question up.
No, very, very good. Thank you, Yvonne. And next question is from Peter James. Can multiple submissions be made, i.e. in different AR realms?
Yeah, absolutely. The same person can submit multiple times and multiple ideas. Just make sure that they're not all included in the same submission. So if you have, two completely different things two completely different ideas or different platforms you want to put submissions in on, just, under the same name and company, that's fine, but just do a different submission form for each on the website.
Do keep in mind that it is very, very unlikely that we will choose 2 submissions from the same organization to go through to pitch day, let alone to demo day. Yeah. So really put your best foot forward, but if you have 2 brilliant ideas, do not be afraid to put them forward. Yeah.
Absolutely. Next one is from Drake Crowsley. Can the proposed AR solution rely on any Transport for New South Wales owned data sets that may not yet be public or available on the Open Data Hub? Oh, obviously someone with some insider info there. Dylan or Yvonne? Or
I'm happy to take this one. So basically for this particular innovation challenge, we're not releasing any brand new specific data sets for it. And everything that you submit will have to rely on existing open data and comply with existing road rules and existing regulations.
So having said all that, if your AR solution relies on data that exists somewhere, but you don't have access to it, obviously a mock-up of it, like a demo, because it's a demo, you can do that and just say, with the assumption with this data, it will be even, better solution or something like that. Hopefully that makes sense, but you can mock up data that you may not actually have.
Excellent. The next question is from Julian Ward. The challenge states it should be customer focused. Is this specifically ruling out internal / B2B users?
No, it's not. So we're viewing the customer as quite a broad customer here. That's why we noted, all those different areas: roads, public transport, maritime, marine. And absolutely, if your customer is, someone in maintenance or some internal team or an operator or something like that, that's fine. It's just really important that you make sure that you express in the submission who that customer is and make sure that you really provide a compelling argument as to why that customer would use the product and why they would find it appealing.
Just been brought to our attention that the T&C's terms and conditions link isn't working on the page. We will obviously definitely fix that. So
and that has been fixed.
It's been fixed. There you go.
Yes.
That's how quickly we operate here, sir. Yes, thank you very much for bringing that to our attention. Must be some more questions here today. We've got 79 people here, so I'm sure that there's probably 1 or 2 more questions. But if there's not, and you want an early minute, that's fine also. Like any safety
It's not only an
related
early
questions?
minute. I think it's an early 31 minutes.
Early 31 minutes. Any safety related questions? Tam McAfee's here to answer any safety related questions if we have them. He's just to make sure he's awake. We can throw a safety related one too.
I'm awake.
Okay, he's awake.
He's
awake. He's awake. We haven't forgotten about you, Tam.
It wasn't just a fake photo.
No, all good. All good. Very good. Very good indeed. But no, look, I'm happy to answer. Oh, here we go. Excellent. Okay, one question. Oh, okay. Oh, just general questions about open data at this point, if you want to ask them. I'll go back to the AR challenge one first, and then I'll get back to the.
But I will answer the question. We can answer the question.
Okay.
Tolls are already there. We already have toll information on the Open Data Hub. So unless there's tolls that you're speaking about that we're not aware of, our toll information is already available as an API.
Very good. And I think this next question is about eligibility. Are you still eligible to enter even if we are based outside of New South Wales? Okay, who would like to answer this one?
I can answer the question.
Okay, go for it.
Yes, we are welcoming anybody in the world to submit a pitch today submission. Please keep in mind that the demo day, we do expect you in person, and that those demo days will be run in Sydney somewhere. And so you will need to be able to get to Sydney, and given current COVID potential border closures, you do need to keep that in mind.
Yeah, so that will be in real reality.
Yeah, real,
fully real reality.
Yeah. Reality, yeah.
Correct, yes. Excellent. Okay, any further questions?
Actually, one
yes.
Thing that we probably do need to call out. I said demo day will be in person. The pitch day will probably be in person, Dylan. I'm actually not sure about this one because it's an AR type thing. We may want you to be in person demoing it as a pitch.
Yeah, we always provide the option to do your pitch online. So we're just kind of pending that at the moment. There's been a few disruptions in the last few weeks with travel. So we will put that one as a to be decided. But yeah, there'll definitely be an option to pitch via Zoom conference or video conference if that's it.
Yeah, no worries.
If it makes sense for your solution. I think the problem is if you're pitching something and you need to do it in person, we will try and facilitate that.
Yeah,
it's going to be that way around.
And sort of as Yvonne and Dylan had mentioned before, because this is different to our other innovation challenges, and technically you're not pitching the final demo solution. It's just you're demoing what you've created as well. So I think it's probably more likely than what we would normally do to actually have it in person. So previously our pitches have very much been available online and just been online for those things. But I think for this particular one, it's at a high probability that we will request that you are in person. So especially if it involves hardware. So which I'm sure most of them probably would of some type. So yes, yeah, that might be a bit difficult. Apart from like a super awesome video or something like that, but we'd probably still ask you. So very good. So get your New South Wales passport
or something like that. Then...
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Yes. Yeah, excellent. And yeah, I think that answers that. Another question here: can I just create a new Zoom filter? No, you can't actually. Zoom's got quite a few filters.
They could. There's nothing stopping that.
No, I was just kidding. That was just me being silly. Okay. Any further questions? No? Excellent. Well, look, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. As has been mentioned, all the information will be made available to you on the website. You might just want to flick to the last slide there, Dylan. And we're just with, I think it's got the dates there as well. As Dylan mentioned, the submissions close on midnight on Wednesday, the 5th of May. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at DataTFNSW if you're not already doing so. And we look forward to seeing all the applications come through. So thank you very much for your time. If you do have any questions, you can feel free to email the Open Data Program at transport.nsw.gov.au. We also have our developer forum, so if you want to put any questions up on the forum, please feel free to do so as well. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, judging panel there, for joining us today. And,
We're just a Q&A
judging?
panel.
No, Q&A panel. Yeah, sorry, not judges. Yes, thank you very much. That was a different. They're still blending into one these days. So yeah, thank you very much, Q&A panel, for joining us today. And yes, we look forward to seeing what comes out of it. Thank you very much for your time.